All right, welcome back to the channel. It's 2025, so Happy New Year to everyone out there.
Yes, Happy New Year.
And today we'll be talking about this new launch condominium that is coming up in Clementi Avenue 1. And it's quite highly anticipated because we have not seen a new launch in Clementi for the past about 4 years, right? Since the previous one was Clavon,
Yes.
right? Which is just beside this new launch that we are talking about today.
Yes. Right. So without further ado, the introduction will be Elta. So Elta, how does this word come about? It's the combination of being elevated as well as the word Elta, which means high. So the naming of this project behind means that this whole project is going to be on an elevated land, right? But before coming to the specifics, let's talk a little bit more about the location itself.
Yeah. So being on Clementi Avenue 1, if you know where Clavon and Clement Canopy is, this project, like I said, is just right smack in between. Okay, and being in that area, you will know that these two projects have really done pretty well over the last few years. So owners have seen really good profits, that's for sure. Yeah, so in terms of location, if you are looking at a profitable investment, right, potential for that, this might be one that you could be looking at as well.
Yep. In fact, in year 2025, the whole of 2025 new launches list, right, there are not many good choice projects that's coming about. And I say that Elta is one of the few that really is in our top 5 or at least a top 3 list, right? Yes. One thing very interesting to note is that, UOL has been the developer for Clavon as well as Clement Canopy. So I'm quite surprised that they didn't actually even submit a bid for this piece of land. So it could be that they don't want to, offend any of the both projects by blocking the view of each other. But overall, I think this particular developer, which is the winning bid of this plot of land, right, is MCL and CSC joint venture, right? They done a pretty good job because we saw how the design is like and everything. They've done a very pretty good job in terms of creating what is given, because this land space, right, it's actually quite near to the highway. So they have done up a very nice elevation by putting up 4-story high. So the ground floor unit will actually start from like the 4th floor in a sense, but we will share more details later on, right? Yeah. So exactly where this location is, right, it's somewhat near, but not actually really walking distance to Clementi MRT station. You can take a short walk from the Clementi swimming complex after you cross the overhead bridge. So they will take you about, if you really are not in a rush, maybe it's about a good 10 or 12 minutes walk from the Clementi Avenue 1 road. So why people want to stay in Clementi? First off, Clementi is a very dense area to me because personally, I've been staying in the West. Whenever I go to Clementi area, you see lots of traffic over there. Cars, human, but we cannot deny that this is a very well located area because going by AYE or PIE is super convenient. In fact, when we are serving some buyers, I'm sure you do have similar experience. Sometimes we serve buyers, especially people who are staying more towards the east, right? They say that, okay, my budget is this amount, I'm looking at 3-bedroom. Then they say, okay, how about Central or Central West, like Commonwealth Queenstown? They say, yeah, they can be considered as well, but Clementi is the last place that I will consider. You know what I mean? Yeah. Some of them, they don't mind looking at the west, but Clementi is like sort of the last stop. But I can say that it's because it's pretty well located and really there's a lot of attraction in terms of Clementi. So, Taufik, when I say Clementi, what brings you to mind? What comes to your mind immediately?
Similar is what you said. Right. The amount of people that is around whenever you're in Clementi, the malls, the MRT station, the traffic itself, going out to AYE, it's pretty much quite dense. Yeah, that's my opinion. And also another thing would be the schools that are around there. So if you're talking about schools, there's a lot of options that you are looking at. Right. So, and it's not just like secondary school or primary school. It's quite a wide variety of all levels that we have. So if whether your kids are at any age, you can still consider Clementi as your next house.
That's why I will share with these people this theory. Like for example, you are staying in a particular area, right? There's this something what we call a stickiness. Once you stay there, it's very hard to get out. So if you have this kind of area that has this kind of tendency, right? Like what I call your kid, when they stay in, right, your kid is 3 years old. But the next time you're going to shift your house, right, your kid is probably in their 21 years old after all the studies already. So easily you're going to stay there for a good 15 or maybe even 20 years. And lucky or not, sometimes you grow accustomed to the place. You don't feel like moving at all. So you will just stay put. Even your kids grow up and have their own place. So limited supply, high demand, you know what I mean? The prices will go steadily up. And talking about the Clementi MRT, you know that the Cross Island Line is cutting soon as well, right? So that also means that by year 2032, I think, right, Clementi itself will also be a MRT interchange, which will be part of the Cross Island Line Phase 2.
Right.
So that will also bring up future more demand. Let's talk a little bit more about the transformation, like on the bigger picture, what do you see happening surrounding here as well?
So in terms of the transformation that we are looking at in this area, if you're talking about the west side of Clementi, then you are probably looking at the Jurong transformation. So that's the Jurong Lake District, Jurong Innovation District, and the Tuas District as well. And it all sums up, and there will also be the second CBD. So that will bring up a lot of property potential in that area.
Many jobs created, a lot of new industries coming up. If you talk about Jurong, we probably need another video, talk about another 20 minutes to go through all the key pointers of what's happening in Jurong. And on the eastern side of it, there's also the One North, right?
The One North area.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you know the Fusionopolis, Biopolis, all those police area.
Yes.
So yeah, a lot of jobs are there as well. All the research, all the science stuff.
High-tech stuff.
Yeah.
Everything is there. So you have very strong support in terms of job growth area or existing growth area that will also further push up demand for housings around this area. So being well located, having supported by good schools, supported by upcoming or existing commercial or job growth areas, I think Clementi area itself is very highly attractive. Not forgetting that on the north or northeastern side, slightly of the Clementi area, right? If you do know, Dover, after so much talking about the environment, trying to preserve that forest and all that, no choice, housing is still coming up. So there's housings coming up in Dover area. Further up north, you know this plot of land next to Maju Camp. I think the government will release more details when the plans are out, which is what I call the Holland Plains PLAINS, Holland Plains District, whereby when the Maju MRT station is up, right, the whole of Clementi Forest, I think not the whole but partial, will be zoned for housing, which also means that there will be a lot more housings coming up in this area, which will further support up in terms of the housing prices for Clementi itself. Because like it or not, Clementi itself will still be the prime estate whereby a lot of people are coming in because of the what we mentioned earlier, a lot of good schools, a lot of job growth area. So Clementi itself is a high density living with limited supply and high demand every year coming in.
Yeah, and that aside, if you're also looking at future buyers, there are the HDB upgraders.
Right.
So HDBs there are transacting 1 million and beyond. That is where your future buyer will be coming from.
And 4-room hitting 1.1 mil plus, 5-room hitting 1.3, I think. Recently, there's an article that's saying that the 5-room flat, there's one, I think not a high floor unit. I think it's a low floor one that crossed 1.3 million. It's a transacted one, not asking price. Asking price, anybody can put like 1.5 mil, 1.6 mil, but we are looking at the exact transacted price that's already done deal over here. Okay, so coming into the project specifics, let's just quickly run through. All right, so this is a developer joint venture by MCL Land and CSC Land, which are very established with very established track record in Singapore. So this will be a 2 towers, 39 story high. Bear in mind the lowest floor start from 4th story high. So the 4th story is where your swimming pool is at as well. So 4th story is like the so-called like a bit of the ground floor, then going upwards of until 39th floor, right? Total 501 units. Estimated TOP date will be around March 2029. So for people who are planning for their schools and whatnot, these are some of the key dates that you want to pay attention to. And then breaking down to the bedroom types, this is something that I find a bit interesting because they are actually focusing a lot on the 4 bedrooms because over here, right, the unit type, they start from 1 bedroom plus study, which is at 506 square feet, right? There's only 36 units of them. Then 2 bedroom, 614 square feet, 72 units of them. 2 bed premium, 71 units, and 2 bedroom plus study, 36 units. And interestingly, the 3 bedroom, right, there's only 3 stacks of them, which is 3 bedroom, 926 square feet at 926 square feet, 72 units. 3 bedroom premium at 36 units. And interestingly, there's no 3 bedroom plus yard or 3 bedroom plus study. So they go straight to the 4 bedroom premium, right? So when we look at the floor plan itself, right, we understand that if you do have a family of staying with a helper, right, probably you may need to convert the study area into a helper's room. Or we can share more details in the floor plans when we can share it over to you via WhatsApp. You click on the link in the description, right? And these are just some of the quick specifics in terms of the floor plans as well, right? So pretty standard in terms of the swimming pool, gym, whatever you can think of in the condo is all properly done up. But next, what we want to find out more is the actual price point. What do you think?
I would say on average, we are estimating around 2.3 all the way up to 2.9 PSF because of the levels, right? You have 39
Right.
levels. So definitely the higher levels, if you want a better view, you will have to pay the premium for that. On average, I would say it's around that range of PSF.
So taking reference from Ori, right? Because when we check out what was the land bid price, I think Toa Payoh Ori was, the land was secured at 1,360 per square feet in terms of the land cost, right? Then now they are launching at 2004 plus starting from, but I think the average will be hitting 2,627, 2,600, 2,700 per square foot. Then for Clementi, this plot of land, they were secured at 1,250 per square feet. So it's about $110 per square foot cheaper. So when we work backwards, likely Clementi will be starting from 2,003 plus per square feet. But on the average, it should be around 2,600 thereabout, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Taufik, just curious, for some people, like for example, after staying in this Clementi for a while, they say that, okay, my kids has finished the school, I don't want to stay in Clementi anymore, but I still want to keep this property, maybe I want to rent it out. What sort of rental price point we are looking at for Elta?
Okay, so if you're looking at rental, we can compare that to Clavon. And if it's in Clavon, the rental prices that we're looking at currently transacted, it's about one bedroom is about 3.5 thousand. And then if you're looking at two bedroom, it'll be 4.2 to 4.5K. The three bedroom is already up at 6,000, and the four bedroom you can get around 7K.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, pretty strong rental over here. And I understand that because of the educational institutions all around here, right? So there's a seasonal international school students coming over here as well, because myself, I've done a few rentals in this area. I think it's usually around the mid-year, then you have a lot of students inquiries coming in this area. So if you're a landlord yourself, if you are open to all profile, right, then students, it's okay for you to rent to them. You are taking a 1-year lease, right? Most of them, you will be able to get very good rental over here as well. So Taufik, I just want to ask, like for example, today I'm a buyer. Buying this piece of project, the last so-called prime project in the Clementi, right? I'm buying it, for example, 2,500 per square feet price point, entry price. Will I still be able to make a very good capital appreciation in the future, or would I be the so-called sucker that's helping other people to push up their prices?
I see. Okay, understand this point, but at the same time, when buyers are looking into certain locations, sometimes there are buyers who want to buy the newer condominiums. Right, you want to buy a newer flat, and then that's where the demand for this potentially in the future will be coming in from, right? Because
People are suckers for new things, right?
yes, yeah. So they definitely want something.
Ladies like brand new bags.
Yeah.
Guys like brand new cars. So everything there's a demand for brand new things, like in that sense, right?
Correct. And then I would say the other point would be there are HDB upgraders that we mentioned. In Clementi itself, like we mentioned, $1 million HDB is not a new thing. Now it's a common thing already. So all these buyers will definitely want to look at condominiums, and if they're looking at that area, reaching out to the next point, which is primary school, for families who want to be near to the primary school, right, they will definitely consider this project.
Makes sense, because I think people who are coming here to look at the projects, right, they will compare Clavon and Canopy for sure. Because any resale buyer, if they go to a place, right, they'll compare all the projects side by side, that's for sure. Right. So I think by then, Clement Canopy will be the oldest over there. I think there's a 10 years or 11 years age difference. Then for Clavon, I think there will be a 4 or 5 years age difference. Right. So it makes sense.
Right. And the next thing will be the landed owners around there. So either landed downgraders or landed kids. The kids of the parents who are staying in the landed area.
Second gen of the rich. Okay.
So if they want to be still near to their parents, they can consider these properties around this whole stretch of lane. Yeah, the 3 different condominiums. But again, if you want the newer one, then the newest will be
Elta. Suddenly forget the project name.
Lost project name.
So basically, the landed pool of buyers are coming from places like your Sunset, places like your Faber, even the West Coast side, you have landed houses, right? So those people, they got money, right? Put it this way. So interestingly, when we look at Clavon and we look at Clement Canopy, the percentages of private home addresses and the HDB home addresses is about 50-50. So it makes sense that some of these private buyers, right, are coming from the nearby landed downgraders as well.
So another point to note is also the Clementi MRT interchange that is upcoming probably in 2032. We have the Cross Island Line coming in, right? So that will also make it more connected to the rest of the country. So people who want to buy can have an ease of transport to wherever they want to go.
So we come to almost the end of the video. So the preview date of Elta is already confirmed. It's going to be opening from 7th February all the way, I think about 17 or 18 Feb. The booking day will be on 22nd Feb, which is a Saturday. So if you need to plan your schedule and all that, please plan it accordingly. So it will come fast and furious after the CNY period. Reach out to us and we will do more in-depth analysis with you in person. When you click on the link below, fill up the form. We need more details from you. We are very happy so far that we've met some of you guys. Interesting feedbacks from some of you as well. I'll be more than happy to share more in details, in-depth analysis in terms of the floor plan, in terms of your individual situations, so that we can help you to guide and advise you better in your property journey.
And don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comment section, and subscribe to this channel for more ongoing projects that we'll be talking about. And we'll see you in the next video.
See you.